coming to you loud and clear.
It's your guy, Famous Athletics. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a video like this. Throw that straight left down the pipe. Make sure you hit that like button and share this with anybody you talk boxing with, any type of sports. Famous Athletics, the dopest channel on the planet. Now that we got that out the way, I want to say thank you to every subscriber that I have, man. Especially the daily ones that's here every single time I upload a video. Y'all giving me y'all feedback, and y'all the ones I truly appreciate. And to all the new subscribers, if you're liking the videos, ask any one of those subscribers that been here since day one or been riding with me for a while. The channel only gets better and better and better and better. So we're gonna take a look at Lamont Peterson's list of opponents. We can look at his resume and tell that Lamont Peterson is 35-3-1. We all know that, well, if you didn't know, he's 35-3-1. And you know, he's hailing out of DC. So his next opponent is Errol Spence Jr., January 20th at the Barclays Center. You know, he has a tough challenge for the IBF title shot. But we're going to take a look at Lamont Peterson's resume and look at the guys that he faced starting from 2009 when he got his first major title shot against Timothy Bradley. You know, Lamont Peterson Jr., excuse me, Lamont Peterson, he's a guy who worked his way up. I think this is 27th fight. I'm gonna count while I'm looking on box rec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So it took him 27 fights to get a WBO title shot against Timothy Bradley. And he actually fought 2 undefeated fighters back to back. So he fought Willie Blaine right before he fought Timothy Bradley. And Timothy Bradley was 24-0. He was a WBO super lightweight champion at the time. And these both guys was undefeated in their prime. So Peterson had to been 26 or 27-0, 26-0. And Lamont and Timothy Bradley was 24-0. So these 2 young black prime fighters in their prime, and this guy, Timothy Bradley, just clearly outclassed. He clearly outclassed Lamont Peterson. Y'all go watch the fight yourself. He clearly outclassed Timothy Bradley. Now let's see how Errol Spence Jr. will fare against Timothy Bradley. A prime Timothy Bradley would give Errol Spence Jr. a lot of problems because Timothy Bradley is a mover. He's a boxer. He's a slugger at times, but he was much more smarter around this time where he was undefeated, and undefeated records don't mean too much, but Timothy Bradley was the complete fighter back then to me. I loved the way Timothy Bradley fought and beat Lamont Peterson. He beat him easy, actually. Beat him real easy. So how would Errol Spence Jr. fare against him? I think Timothy Bradley possibly could beat Errol Spence Jr. in his prime. Possibly. It'll be a good fight. You know, so we just going to look at the fights that he lost and he had to draw, how Errol Spence, or even the fights he won. So we're going to skip the next fight and we're going to go to the fight with Victor Ortiz. He won a majority decision against Victor Ortiz in a non-title fight. Victor Ortiz was 28-2-1 at the time, and he won a majority draw. If I'm not mistaken, he got dropped in the fight, and he went to war with Victor Ortiz. Now, how will Errol Spence Jr. do against Victor Ortiz? I clearly think Errol Spence Jr. would love Victor Ortiz's style and would definitely, he would have dropped Victor Ortiz, beat him to a pulp, made him quit. We all know Victor Ortiz has no heart. We all know Victor Ortiz is known for quitting. We all know Victor Ortiz is a guy who doesn't know how to control himself as a boxer in the ring. You know, Victor Ortiz comes, and when Victor Ortiz comes, what he does is he just comes just to fight. I don't think he has so much of a game plan. I think Victor Ortiz just go in the ring, fight, and if he can't beat you, he's going to quit. Or if he can't beat you, he's going to apply the pressure. So I think Errol Spence Jr. beats the hell out of Victor Ortiz. You're going to skip the next fight. and then we're gonna go to Amir Khan. Amir Khan was 26-1-0, and this was for the IBF super lightweight title and the WBA super lightweight title. So he beats Amir Khan, in a split decision win. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the fight after this. He was tested positive for some banned substance. I'm not too sure, but it was one of these fights he was tested positive for banned substance. So the Amir Khan fight, good fight. Started off a little rocky for Peterson. I think Peterson touched the canvas in this fight too as well, if I'm not mistaken. And he definitely had to dig in deep just to beat Amir Khan. As far as the rematch, Amir Khan didn't want the rematch, I think, because Peterson was on his, Peterson was on the meds that he wasn't supposed to be on, and that fight fell through, the rematch. But that would have definitely been a good rematch, especially for Amir Khan. So if you want to count him beating Amir Khan, cool. Now, what will Errol Spence Jr. do to Amir Khan? I think Errol Spence Jr. walks through every punch. I think Amir Khan hits Errol Spence Jr. a whole lot, because Errol Spence Jr. is going to walk through that fire, and Amir Khan's chin is not going to hold up. His body's not going to hold up. His reflexes ain't going to hold up. His legs ain't going to hold up. You think Danny Garcia put a beating on him, knocked him out viciously, or TKO him viciously? Imagine what will Errol Spence Jr. did. But it was a split decision, so I think 2 out of 3 opponents I give Errol Spence Jr. dominating that Lamont Peterson fought. We're gonna skip Kendall Holt and let's go to Lucas Matisse. Lucas Matisse at the time was 33-2-0, and he beat Lamont Peterson TKO, in the 3rd round. That was easy work for Lamont Peterson. For Lucas Matisse, pardon me. But Lucas Matisse, at the end of the day, he was the machine. He was a guy that, the knockout artist, a lot of fighters was ducking. Some people say Lamont Peterson was drained. Some people say this, but an L is an L. I don't like making excuses for another grown man. But how would Errol Spence Jr. fare against Lucas Matisse? The same punishment. Matisse likes to come forward, but if you got some type of power, you see in the Ruslan fight, he like to box. But I think Errol would have tracked him down and beat him. I think he would have stopped him. Definitely would have stopped him. Quick, easy, and in a hurry, It would have, same way 3rd round TK, it may have been the same. I don't think Matisse has what it takes to take the firepower from Errol Spence, especially Errol Spence being a bigger guy. Now let's go to Derry G. This was for the IBF title that he won from Kendall Holt. And at the same time, it's crazy. I was watching this fight. Derry G, he was undefeated at the time, 25-0. Errol Spence Jr. would have annihilated this guy. I think Lamont Peterson struggled with this guy's movement. I think he was the aggressor in this fight. He was basically toying with him, but he didn't have what it takes to get him out of the ring. And that goes to show you the power of Lamont Peterson, the power on his punches, the power, just his impact and his fighting style, that he couldn't get Derry G out of there. So we're going to say this. What will Errol Spence Jr. do to Derry G? Derry G will be a scrambled egg after Errol Spence Jr. fight. He would have put so much damage on Derry G. Derry G didn't have any power. So Errol Spence Jr. will walk through the fire to fight him. He'll walk through the fire to fight him. And pretty much that's another opponent Errol Spence Jr. would have beat the hell out of. He would have dominated in easy fashion. We're going to skip Edgar Santana, which is another IBF title defense, super lightweight, And let's go to Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia at the time was undefeated, 29-0, and he lost a majority decision to Danny Garcia. I personally think Lamont Peterson lost to Danny Garcia. I think he stepped on the gas a little too late. I think he played around a little too much in the earlier rounds. This is just my opinion. And anybody who knows me and know my channel know how I feel about Danny Garcia. I don't think he's making the best moves for the fans, but for his career and his legacy and what he got to do, he thinks it's the best move. But he lost a majority decision. I think if he would have did what he started doing from the 6th and the 3rd round, he could have beat him. But he lost a majority decision. Now, how would Errol Spence Jr. fare against Lamont Peterson's? Danny Garcia. Sorry. How would Errol Spence Jr. fare against Danny Garcia right now? Danny Garcia actually never mentions Errol Spence Jr. He never wants to get in the ring with him, but I think Errol Spence Jr., if he got in the ring with him, he possibly could be the first person to stop Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is a big 147-pounder. Let's not get that twisted. Danny Garcia has some defensive skills. Danny Garcia is game. Let's put it like that. Even though he's fighting Brandon Rios, I still think Errol Spence Jr. will beat Danny Garcia on cuts or something. He will TKO, maybe his father even throwing the towel from seeing him get beat so much. But his father said he'll watch to the death. You know, Danny Garcia gotta die in the ring. There's no quitting, there's no throwing in the towel. So I think Errol Spence Jr. fairly beats Danny Garcia. I think he's too big. I think he would get too aggressive with Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia would be trying to get the ref's attention the whole fight. You know, that's what I think, possibly. That would be unlikely of him, but when you get in the ring with Errol Spence Jr., a guy who's roughing you up, who's grabbing your arms, who's pushing your head down viciously, not the regular way. He's putting his whole body on you. You see what he did to Al Jury. Not saying Danny Garcia is Al Jury, but I think Errol Spence Jr. will manhandle Danny Garcia. Now, as far as Felix Diaz, he wins a majority decision against Felix Diaz. Felix Diaz was an undefeated fighter. So Lamont Peterson has took on a few undefeated fighters, man. He's going to take on another one January 20th. But Felix Diaz would have been a tough fight for Errol Spence Jr. Basically off the movement. His movement would have given Errol Spence Jr. so many problems. Felix Diaz gives anybody problems. Even at this stage of his career, Felix Diaz is a guy who he's 19-2 at the moment, but his last fight he lost to Crawford. You know, that's Terrence Crawford at the end of the day. So you gotta look at it like this, man. He gives anybody a problem. He's a slick boxer, Cuban boxer. Crawford beat him skillfully. Kevin Matt Bay, Kevin Matt Range. Felix Diaz wanted to come in. I don't think he would have wanted to fight Terrence Crawford the same way he fought. He'll fight Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence Jr. is too much of a pressure fighter and too much of a guy who likes to get it in with you like that. Like, if you want to get it in and you want to brawl and bang and do all this, Errol Spence Jr., that's what he's for. He'd rather do that than get a guy around the ring and chase him. So next we got David Abanesian. You know, that was for the WBA title, and that was a unanimous decision. That fight was okay for Lamont Peterson. I personally think Lamont Peterson, he did what he had to do. He didn't stop him. But Errol Spence Jr. Already was slated to fight David Abanesian. To my knowledge, David Abanesian trainer, I think Gennady Golovkin trainer Abel Sanchez said that they didn't want to fight him. You know, they didn't want to go near Errol Spence Jr. You know, it wasn't safe for their fighter. So that goes to show you how they feel about that. And that's just like a quick little rundown of his resume. You know, the guys that he fought and how Errol Spence Jr. would fare up against them. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think, how Errol Spence Jr. would fare up against these guys that Lamont Peterson fought. A tough resume. Lamont Peterson doesn't have enough power to keep Errol Spence Jr. off him, and that's the thing. If you don't have power, Errol Spence Jr. will walk through you and his man down. So that's what we're going to see. I'm going to break down a little more. You know, we got a few days left, and anybody that knows Famous and knows my channel, when I'm into a fight, I go in for the last month and I constantly post videos on the topic. So y'all gonna get more and more and more. She got Famous Athletics. Everything's a sport, so it's my sportsmanship award, and just like that, Famous is gone.